Welcome to Lifestyle Cafe.
Favorite show.
Keeping it real on Lifestyle Cafe.
Lifestyle Cafe.
I adore Lifestyle Cafe.
The best show, Lifestyle Cafe.
Where you get tips and everything that happens around the globe.
Lifestyle Cafe, guys.
The best of the best.
Lifestyle Cafe.
Welcome to Lifestyle Cafe, your favorite spot where we serve you hot takes, cold truths, and some sprinkle of pepper. From fashion to politics, education, you name it. And I am your host, Adeoluwa. Small by design, mighty by default. And I'm not here alone now. I'm here with my people. Can you introduce yourself, guys?
I'm sorry, after the introduction, I have nothing to say.
I'm Israel and Israel Iram. It's nice to be here again.
Welcome.
I think I'll keep it at the way Israel just did. I'm peace mics, and I'm just happy. I'm honored to be here.
Very excited.
So today we're exploring a very juicy topic. When I say juicy, I mean juicy.
Okay.
That is Japa Diaries.
Oh my days.
Do you know of anybody that has not jackpot in this country?
In Nigeria, we only have people who are waiting to Japa. We don't have any
Exactly.
real citizens anymore.
My only problem is that if they do that census again, we are no longer 200 million. We are definitely not.
True.
We're definitely not. So Jackpot Diaries is a very sensational topic at the moment. We have a lot of colleagues, friends, co-workers that have
I'm
gone out.
telling you, you go to church every Sunday. I'm not saying Brashon. He's in London.
Ratio is gone. So what do you think about brought about this concept of Jackpot?
I think it's a quest for a better life. Nobody deserves to live in Nigeria, honestly.
Nobody
I
deserves
heard-
to live in
I
Nigeria.
mean, you have police brutality, you have corruption at the highest echelon, you have kidnapping, there are herdsmen, there are bandits. Nobody deserves to stay in this country. And a woman said something, she said, it's not right to, or it's not a good thing to give birth to a child in Nigeria because there are plenty of disadvantages. So I think it's not just about the quest for a higher life, it's just survival. People are living just to survive.
Peace, what do you think
that I
about
could
that?
actually draw from Israel's stream, but for me, I think Nigeria's greatest sin is the disregard, the total disregard for life. Every other complaint is hinged on that one. In the US, in London, in America, to an extent, we hear, forget about the movies right now, we read the news, we listen, and we see that if there is nothing, there's a regard for life. If something happens, you be sure that the American government will fight for its citizen. In Nigeria, you better have another citizenship because you ain't getting nothing. So that is every other thing, corruption is hinged on that disregard for life. Police brutality is not a problem. It's the fact that you be brutalized and nothing will happen.
Right.
Do you get it? Abuse, just bring up anything right now. That's not the pain of Nigeria. It's the fact that that thing would slide away and you'll be left to deal with your trauma and pay for your therapy alone because nobody sent your daddy. So that's the problem I have. And just like Israel said, I feel like everyone that has jackpot, especially in the last 5 years, because there was a time people were really going because they wanted to go to school. But now, let me tell, look at what I said. I said people were going before because they wanted to go to school. But now people are going to survive, but they're going through school. That's what's happening now. So that's my take, honestly.
Please, that's a valid point actually,
you.
because a lot of people now, once you hear they've gone, it's through school.
It's through
I want to
school.
further my
Yeah,
master's.
it's
And do
like
they
it's
actually come
business.
back?
Please, I'm not saying that on TV. No.
They went for the promise of they're going to come back after like 5 years, but after 50
Darling, what they do after 1 year, 3 months is take their husband, then their children. And before you know it, the entire family is there. And at this point, I'm not even angry.
years ago, I used to think that leaving the country was unpatriotic.
I know, right?
You're not striving for your country.
Well, now, what is your take?
I want to leave the country.
I was actually getting that vibe. I was going to ask you, if you had the opportunity to jackpot now, would you?
I'll jackpot twice. In other words, if I forgot anything, any of my belongings, I'll just like take it.
You come back and take it.
I'm very patriotic. Like shout out to
Okay.
the president, right?
No, look, I can start my country from anywhere in the
I
world.
love Nigeria, and I'll keep that flag flying very high from the US.
No, we need the flags flying right here in Nigeria. Actually, talking about this jackpot and all, you know, some people actually sell their whole property, their entire existence in Nigeria just to go abroad. Do you think that's a wise decision?
All right,
to
now,
make?
let me talk about that one. A year ago, Peace Max would have said that was a very dumb decision. Because I feel like, what if you don't get that visa? Because most people do that. They're just in visa stage. It's not like they've gotten a visa and maybe flight or expenses. But with the stories I'm hearing, I'm not going to like worry people that do that. It's not the best decision. But if you hear the reasons people leave these days, I know of a family that left because 2 sons were killed in 1 week by police officers on different days, same situation. And then the following week, the only surviving brother said, no, anything that wants to happen, I'm carrying my family. And in 2 months, they were out.
On the other side, I think the saddest part of this Japa thing is professionals are leaving the country.
Bro! Wait, before you go far, I was reading the other day that our Senate, those ones that their only work is to bring the stupidest bills on earth to their meeting. Right. They said the next thing now is nurses will be banned from leaving the country after getting their nursing certificate, that you serve your country for 5 years before you leave. With their 40k salary.
That's a big joke.
That is why professionals are leaving. Right. Do you know how much people in the healthcare system make? Right. It's ridiculous.
Very ridiculous,
hospital
actually.
For major surgeon, they're here, and you're hearing that the surgeon has left the country.
I'm telling you.
Check schools, lecturers who are leaving. It's like a drove of lecturers going to look for greener pastures. The real effect is, when there's an emergency, we don't have Nigerians to execute those jobs anymore. You are left with, in quote, chaff.
I'm telling you, that's
okay. What you just said is going to bring me to a point of like skill mismatch. But let's hold that thought, and right after this break, we're going to dive into skill mismatch and Japa Diaries. Don't go anywhere. I'm still Adeolua on Lifestyle Cafe.
The best of the best.
Lifestyle Cafe.
Welcome back. It's still Lifestyle Cafe, and I'm Adeolu. I'm with my beautiful people here, Israel and Peace Mike.
Beautiful and handsome.
Hello, beautiful people. That's all. Once you always get Israel and Mr. Word handsome, just take you like that.
Israel, you're beautiful.
My life is asking. I'm handsome. I'm beautiful.
Anyways, you're welcome back. And before the break, I talked about skill mismatch. Right. You know, in Nigeria, there are a lot of you go to school, you study a course, and then you don't use it to survive. Same thing happens abroad. But what do you think is that difference that makes people now prefer skill mismatch abroad compared to when you're at home?
Israel,
that's a very deep question. But I think when people go abroad, they're not left with ample opportunities. They just have to take whatever they see. So it's not about it's just about survival, as we said before. So when they leave the country, the first thing that comes to their mind is, how do I survive? So if they were nurses and they see an opportunity to be in healthcare or opportunity to be in maybe truck driving, they just want to do it. So I think abroad, it's not about it's survival. Survival is still the game until like 4 years, when they've gained some stance, they cannot start to retrace their steps back to their careers. But living Nigeria is survival. And one thing I've always thought about is, yes, I know you want to leave the country if you had the opportunity, but have you thought about the after country life, outside your country life? Don't forget, you are black. You never understand how black you are until you get to America, get to some other countries.
True.
They don't tell you that, black means lack, black means bad things, and you start to get attacked. There's racism, there are all kinds of things, so these are the effects. So I'd like us to also talk about what people get to experience on the other side, the brutality of it, the increasing expense of it. Because in Nigeria here, you pay your rent every year. In some countries, you pay your rent every month.
Monthly,
and I know the idea of earning dollar bills is a good thing, but don't forget your bills are also in dollar bills. So that's double wahala for everybody.
I take 2 things from what Israel said. First is talking about you don't know how black you are until you're abroad. The best-selling author Chimamanda Adichie actually said it, that she never knew she was black. Like, it's not a thing to but that's it. But then Israel talking about survival, I won't say he's totally wrong, but from my point of view, I think we should look at it from the aspect of season, trends, and availability. Now, what do I say? Some things will earn well in London and will not do well here. Just like we talked about healthcare. Everyone knows here that nurses abroad, they are rich. But it's not that here. So you don't expect me now to go, if I am a teacher here and I go to London and I know that healthcare is working in London and I insist that I want to teach, I will be poor. Because now in this period, people that now go abroad are not going for themselves alone. At least to the best of my knowledge, they have maybe family back here that they want to support once in a while. So that's where I'm seeing it from. The skills mismatch, like you called it. I'm seeing it as the trend. I'm seeing it as availability. I'm seeing it as what is in that moment. Look at AI right now. Anybody who is not tapping into AI, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. 5 years from now, you just might regret it because everything now is just going AI. You understand? So I feel like people are migrating, people are amending, people are growing, and Nigeria is not a place to grow very well because how many opportunities do we even have here? So when they go abroad, they look at what is in the moment, what is in the season, what can I do? And if that thing is directly opposite what they know before, so you get it. So people now that travel, they're not traveling like it was 15 years ago to have a better life just like that.
Right.
They have families here. When you see a man go, he has a wife, children. What is the wife? So if people go abroad and look for the kind of skills or jobs or career opportunities that would earn them well, and it is directly opposite what they know, girl, people will go for it. As a matter of fact, we're humans. I believe that we are the only creatures that are really smart to diversify, learn, and grow. And if you're forgetting, we are adults coming to adulthood. Do you understand? These are the things you have to do when you're an adult. If you're a teenager, it's teenagers that say, hey, I must be an actress. Adult, you gotta look for something that will feed you and the family that you left back home. So that's just it for me.
And for those who want to leave Nigeria, I mean, for the best of reasons, and just to let you know, you don't pick dollar bills on the floor in the US or in some
Of course, they know that.
You have to earn every single pound that you're gonna get. So don't think it's like heaven on earth. You still have to. There's an element of struggle in these things. And in as much as Nigeria is getting delicate, it's getting dangerous and dicey, there are still opportunities in Nigeria. Let's not even lie. They lie where they lie. Right.
See, in Israel,
farming,
that's not the central theme of today. The central theme of today is to encourage people to japa. He said he was going to japa twice. Yes or yes?
I'm saying that after having an afterthought, I'm thinking that
he's an adult now. His head is clear.
Yes, see, there's this analogy that people give. They'll say, go to the airport, see lots of Nigerians wanting to leave, and Americans or the whites wanting, come into the country. There's still something we can do in the country. So it's not an entirely bad situation. People still have businesses.
In order not to elongate and tarify this thing, if there's any word like that. At this point, Ade, it's not about the opportunities. Did you hear my first point? I said the greatest sin the Nigerian government has committed against Nigerians is the complete and uttermost disregard for life. You see that thing alone, nobody cares if we have 100 opportunity. When the fact that I can step out of this place right now and I'm not sure whether my life will come back, and it's not an accident. That somebody can literally just pull out armed weapon and take my life and feel no remorse because they know that nobody is going to pursue the case.
But are you saying like insecurity is not abroad as well? Because we talked about this race of a thing and then...
hear me. I said in the US now, we read the news.
Shoot person now.
Yes.
Shoot person first.
Okay, I get it.
You don't get it.
Justice system.
There's injustice.
Okay. I think I get it.
There's this guy, 14-year-old Javi something, that shot school children. He's been sentenced. Those parents will sleep at night. It doesn't take away their pain.
Right.
But we have parents here that has not gotten closure from 2020. Yes or yes?
In Nigeria,
it's the problem with Nigerians. It's a lack of closure. It's a lack of justice. It's a lack of fake care. Fake care. True. The government will even come up on TV and say, okay, you know what, guys, we're going to do something about it, and then go back and say, Yimu. That's just what I'm talking about.
I get your point and I totally understand, but I feel personally like before you jackpot, have a plan.
Exactly.
Oh, sure. That one
have
is
a
story
plan.
for their...
And then you mentioned something about adulthood.
Yeah.
That thing has been hitting me lately.
I know, right?
Don't worry, if you want to hear what I want to say, don't go anywhere. It's still Lifestyle Cafe and we'll be right back just after the break. I'm Adeolua and stay tuned.
The best of the best.
Welcome back to Lifestyle Cafe. We're always giving you hot with sprinkle of pepper here and there.
And it's ginger that brings pepper.
Yes.
and ginger as well.
There's this phrase, adulthood na scam. Someone actually sang it as a song. Adulthood na scam. Exactly.
Right.
In a bin.
Is this how you imagine adulthood would be?
I'm sorry, first, adulthood is not scam. I don't know. My defense will sound religion, but I don't.
Valid.
What do you mean adulthood? You don't want to grow old? That young now.
We do, but the thought we had was like when I'm 18, I'll drive my car, I have my freedom.
That's why the adults then were laughing at what we're saying. Because why would you think that you hear some people by 25 I'm married, 18 I'm done with school, 20 I have a car, girl, wake up.
So their expectations of adulthood and they're actually reality.
It was fake. It was fake.
It was fake.
Me, it was fake.
So what was something that as a child you saw your mom and dad do this and I'm like, I would never do this when I grow up?
It's long ago.
Now we find ourselves actually doing those things. Yeah. Can you pick one or two?
I can.
I think I know one. I remember one. So back in the day, right, in my parents' house, when the gas cylinder was finished or has gotten to the barest, on Fridays, they would rather feel half than the full. They like to feel the full on Monday. And I'm like, just fill it up. Why you keep it?
I know, right? So what was the reason?
As I grew up, I realized that when you have had a lot of expenses during the week, you don't want to add to it. So you just at least give a little to serve. Because I think people like to start to spend their money from Monday or from Sundays.
So they can have
good
the
fresh plan.
bookie.
You know, I'm thinking just fill the gas, fill the cylinder. But no,
mine is two actually. One is then first disclaimer, my mom is a pastor. So then she'll come into our rooms and she'll put anointing oil on her forehead and start, guy, I won't sleep, I beg, I won't sleep now. Now me, they anoint everybody. No, you cannot live this life without prayer.
Yes.
Number 2, and my dad and I used to have a lot of hassle on this one. My dad, in the evening, you will not do it in the afternoon, in the morning, no. It's not understand. It's linked to Israel. In the evening, around 5, 6, when I just take one chase like this, you just go to the backyard. You will not hear it when you hear. And it's not so there for this set, and not many
God, I beg you.
As we're talking, I'm calculating in my head. So you see
see.
those two things, they're very normal with me now. Very normal. Very
Okay, I actually have one as well. Like when I was younger, if my mom sent me on an errand and then I buy the wrong thing or they don't sell it as much as she expected, she will tell you to return. Go back home. Now I'm the one in the market actually not taking that thing. And I promised myself like I was never going to do that because I was always so embarrassed.
Women haggle over prices a lot. Like I
I agree.
You just told me you bought an air conditioner. Oh yeah, you did not haggle. You were just complaining now that you didn't realize that you have to fill the gas weekly. Say that on TV, Israel. You've been caught.
Adulthood. Please said adulthood is not scam.
No, it's not. Please.
Please, do you think
it's not a scam
it's
because
a blessing now? We're
it's a
going
real
older.
blessing.
See, I'm sorry. See, if we could speak to the dead, just go to the graves of younger children and ask them if they wanted to live to us. Many will say yes. It don't matter. People want to be here and still fight because you have a chance. But when you are there, your chance has been taken away from you.
And again, their tips to surviving adulthood. First is getting the right skills, having a job, prioritizing skills, putting your, like doing the right thing.
And having a structure.
If you do not have a structure before adulthood, you'll be in a terrible mess.
And who got tired?
Right, exactly. So I think there are tips to surviving adulthood.
I agree with you completely because this adulthood as well, when you mention skills, like as adults, we should have our own skills. People that are jackpot now and you don't have plans, you don't have skills, how do you expect to survive? So I feel like as adults, we should learn to like put in those skills, those plans, right track. Don't just act on impulse.
Even if something happens and you go off track, still continue. That's the point.
I feel like that's where structure comes in place. Maybe you have family members or friends or families or communities that could actually bring you back because no man in life can survive alone.
I agree with you. No man can survive alone, and we cannot survive alone without you guys.
Yes,
we're still on Lifestyle Cafe. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this break.
The best of the best.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that break because we are actually enjoying ourselves here. It's been a lot of, words of advice and wisdom, dropping words, dropping bars on this episode. Peace, what do you think? Like your final outlook on everything we've discussed here? I know we've talked about adulthood, we've talked about Japa. What's your final take on everything?
Okay, let me go from down up. First of all, adulthood is not scam. Adulthood, in fact, is a blessing. We are honored to be alive, to see this age, to be this age, and we hope that we grow older. That's why I find I have this set of people I call very laughable people. People that as you be like old woman, take abuse person because you don't want to see the age. You don't want to grow.
Yeah.
I'm talking about jackpot. Please, there's nothing like bad jackpot again. My only thing is please have plans and structures. Because let's not lie, in as much as we congratulate people on their moving abroad, we've also seen people that are still calling home and saying, "Guy, I never chop a babe, me." I mean, how can me here be helping you? You get so have a lot of structure, and also because even I read the other day that statistically 94% of people that go out of Nigeria to other countries are very depressed, and that is a very alarming number. So have communities, have systems. When you get there, make friends. Still keep your friends back home. Some people jackman cut off their friends
and cut off all connections.
Have your friends, keep your structure so that just like Israel said, when you derail, you have people that can bring you back. So that's my advice. And
beautiful words, Peace. Israel, what do you have to say?
Well, I think one of the biggest, nicest thing about being an adult is taking care of your parents.
I know.
Parents have been labored all their lives for us. So having to sponsor them, take care of them.
Have you bought something for your mom?
I do that.
Have you
every
seen that little dance they do? I'm trying to get Igbo or Yoruba. They do this dance. I'm not shouting everywhere.
If you gave, as a man, if you gave maybe your girlfriend some money, she might not thank you, but your mother would appreciate it.
Yeah, you feel
I
the
enjoy taking care of my parents.
Yeah.
And for people who intend to leave the country, ensure that you have your path really structured, because
Yeah, true.
leaving the country is you are going to an entire world, a new world entirely. So ensure that your employment status, your employment opportunities are high, know what to do, all these little things. Ensure to understand the country you are going into, whether it's high on, racial violence, whatever it is.
Because everywhere has pros and cons.
Do not move from frying pan into
fire. Very
Very
important.
important.
And I think to round off Israel, last advice for people that are leaving, in as much as we highlighted the fact that using school is not becoming a cliche, please still use it if that's very legal. Because living illegal will have you hiding under rocks for the rest of your life.
Plenty of
That's
trauma.
crazy, yeah.
Wow.
You've heard it all from my people. They've dropped some words of wisdom. Have structure, take care of your parents. Adulthood is not a scam. We definitely do not have all the answers to questions, but we have our strong opinions and we've presented them to you, and we hope you did enjoy it. I remain Adeoluwa and my beautiful host, Peace and Israel. It's been a wonderful time here on Lifestyle Cafe, and until next time we come your way very soon, it's bye for now.
The best of the best.